Ever since I was a young boy, I was just inquisitive and interested in, machinery and, the size of these things. It's quite amazing. So I had keen interest. My name's Chilufya, Mukupa, and I'm a graduate under the ZAMITA program. I did heavy equipment engineering, batch 2, and I'm currently with KALUMBILA Minerals under Roads and Earthworks department. Well, because I did my technicians here, yes, then I later on came for a diploma later on. Well, I must say there's an incredible improvement, in terms of equipment, facilitations, the tutors, the lecturers. It's different from the way it was before ZAMITA came on board, yes. There has been quite, a good investment that has come on board in the facilitation of this training program, and I'm benefiting, I must say. Yeah, so I think it's a good thing. So from the time that I was here and the time that, the second time when I came on board, it was different. There was an advancement in equipment, readily available tools, and it was just a different new experience. They focused more on hands-on than the theory part, so that you can see there's quite different. In the past, it used to be that would go through, let's say, theory part, and you wouldn't have an experience of the actual thing. But then this time around, things are different. You learn about an excavator. Later on, you have to go outside and physically see it. They'll tell you about an ECU. Then you go outside and physically see it. So for students that have never had an experience with excavators or, the training at large, when they go out there in industry, it's quite easy for them to identify and suit in. Yes, it does, I must agree. I learned quite a lot of things, and it's quite vast, yes. But one of the things that I really appreciate the most is the electronic part, because nowadays things are changing. There's diversification going on, so you find that the manufacturers of these equipment, they're moving away from the mechanical part of everything. It's all electronic now. So you find that the time I had that experience of training under ZAMITA, it was a good experience because I was exposed to the electronics part, electrical electronics, and so on. I must be honest, it wasn't very easy because industry at the moment is it's not easy, I must say, because usually they won't look at what qualification you have, but they'll look at what exactly you can do. They won't look at you have a degree, a master's. For them, it's hands-on job. So it wasn't quite easy because the company I'm with right now, despite graduating as an engineer under heavy equipment, I was still considered as a student because I was still fresh. And I had to keep going slowly but surely because there's quite a whole lot of things to learn. But you keep soldiering on, you keep fighting and fighting until you get there. That's a good question. I would change on two things in particular. To begin with, the rate at which the training is being taken, it's like a try and error. Things are not really formulated. They don't have a system yet to follow. So you find that today they tell you you're going to have exams. Tomorrow they tell you you're not having exams. They need to have a forum or a list of things that they need to follow. They need to formulate an academic calendar and the like. Maybe it's because the time that I started, I was, let me say, my intake was one of the first people that started the program, and maybe, I hope by now things have stabilized. And the other thing that the people need to work on is the certification. The industry out there, they expect students upon graduation to present their certificates. And certain positions require certification. So you find that the college does not produce those certificates at that particular time, and there's a little bit of retardation when it comes to progress for students. Yeah, and other companies won't employ you until you have a certificate. So I think the college needs to improve on that as well. Well, it's challenging. It's not boring. So it's different from these other careers where, it's a cycle, you know what to do over and over. For us, it's quite different. Yeah, so it's good. It's amazing. It keeps you thinking, it keeps you running. Yeah. Today, you find that cylinders have failed. You have to diagnose why did they fail. Tomorrow, you have to work on ejectors. It's quite interesting, and it keeps you going every day. It doesn't get boring. Yes. So that's actually the good part about it, and interesting. Things are changing every day, and the manufacturers of these equipment are slowly moving away from the manual parts. It's all electronic. As we speak right now, we have machinery like drilling machines, diggers, that can be operated even without an operator. It's all automated. So you can imagine it's all electronics. So as a college or as ZAMITA, you also need to move as technology is going. Yes, because it would be very unfortunate to find that you train students on things that are outdated, then you find that in industry, those things have been phased off. Yes. So I think that's one of the major things we're going to face, actually. There's a whole lot of electronics going on, electrical. Instead of using linkages, it's all sensors now. So that's why students as well, or let me say, as lecturers get to teach students, they should also as well go deeper in these electronics. Yes. Well, I must say that when you enter the industry or upon graduation, things might not be as easy as we think they are out there. So as students, we shouldn't really expect too much from the industry, and as well we should be open-minded. Definitely we need to dream big, but we need to accept whatever comes our way, because as we graduate, it's quite a long journey that is ahead of us. So as students or graduates, whether male or female, let's just keep pushing, because first of all, the first thing that we as graduates face is rejection, because you find that these industries are looking for people with 4, 5 years, 6, 7 years of working experience, and you have 0 experience. So whatever comes your way, let's just receive it with both hands. Yeah, that's what I would advise the students. Personally, I think they did well to come on board, and I'm lucky that I'm one of the first people that graduated with the engineering certificate of heavy equipment engineering. But I would also urge ZAMITA to distribute this opportunity to other colleges as well, so that the more people we have being trained, the better it is for the industry. So I'd urge at least ZAMITA to extend the same facilities, equipment to other colleges as well, so that they have this opportunity to be trained.